Hello there. Welcome to the show. Today we have a very special guest talking to us about making ice cream, Matt Spurr. He's not only sharing with us the general information and the properties of ice cream, but where chemistry comes into play with the ice cream. Hey Matt, how are you today?
Very well, thanks for asking. Yourself?
I'm very good. What do you have to share with us today?
Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the ice cream making process and what it has to do with chemistry and where chemistry comes into play, and also just general information.
Okay, well let's get started.
Alright?
Let's start off nice and simple. What is ice cream?
Ice cream is basically just a frozen dessert that's loved by many people, and it's considered a dairy dessert because milk is involved and that makes it dairy. And many people think that all you really have to do is just get milk and sugar and ice and mix that all together and freeze it, but really the making process isn't really that simple.
Could you explain to everyone the making process of the ice cream?
Sure. At the beginning, when the ice cream was just discovered, it was really considered a luxury because they didn't have access to ice as much as we do now with the refrigerators and the modern technology. And back then they'd have to preserve their ice and put the ice in like holes and like sanctuaries to preserve the ice so they could use that ice to make the ice cream. And this was called ice harvesting. And then they would proceed to make the ice cream by hand by putting all the ingredients in a large bowl, mixing it together, and they would have ice cream from the ice that they preserved. But now in the modern days, with all the technology, they can just put all the ingredients in a ice cream maker and just makes it for itself.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work without all that technology. What is the chemical formula of ice cream, or the formulas of the ingredients that make up the ice cream?
Well, really, there's no specific formula for ice cream because it's made up of so many different ingredients, and it'd just be way too complex to make a formula just for ice cream. But there are different formulas for different ingredients that make up the ice cream. For example, NaCl is used, which is sodium chloride, which is used when you freeze the ice cream on the ice to keep the ice really cold. And then water is also used, and that formula is H2O. Sugar is used in the form of glucose and fructose to form C12, H22, O11, and plus H2. And then the vanilla that is used in the ice cream has a chemical formula of C8, H8O3, and that's basically it.
Wow, I never knew that. I never knew that. I guess ice cream has a lot more to do with chemistry than I ever thought. What are the basic ingredients of ice cream?
It really can depend. The different ingredients can depend on the type of ice cream that you're having, because if you choose to have one flavor, then you have different ingredients for that flavor. But if you have this simple flavor of vanilla, then it'll have less ingredients. If you're talking about vanilla, then you have the ingredients of eggs, sugar, evaporated milk, whole milk, and vanilla. And then salt is used to really help with the freezing part of the making process.
It's actually a lot less ingredients than I thought, but like you said, the making process is still probably hard. Well, what does chemistry have to do with ice cream? Where does chemistry come into play?
Well, that's a really good question, because although there seemed like there'd be a lot of chemistry to do with ice cream, there really isn't that much. Ice cream has a colloidal structure, which are little air bubbles or ice crystals that are dispersed and they mix with your saliva, which really brings up the taste of the ice cream when you're having it. And this is what happens when you bite into the ice cream, because all the particles mix with your saliva, and it just gets the taste out.
Tastes good, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. But one more question for you before you go is what makes ice cream so popular and appealing to people? Or what do you think it is anyway?
Well, since ice cream was discovered, it's really been popular because of how fatty and sugary and how good it is.
All the stuff we love.
Yeah, but there's really it just tastes really good, especially on a hot summer's day when you come home and just nice to have a big bowl of ice cream and it cools you down a little bit. I don't know, it's just like relaxing to people.
One of those comfort foods, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that definitely makes sense. Everyone does love sugar and fat. Well, anyways, thank you very much for coming to the show today and giving us quality and useful information about ice cream. Not only talking about that, but also the different types of chemistry that are involved in the process of making ice cream. Now I'm really hungry for ice cream.
Oh, it was my pleasure to share all this information with you guys. I mean, sometimes people are so into the ice cream and so involved in what it is and eating it that they don't even realize what makes it up. Thank you for having me and have a good day.
Thank you, and you too.